welcome to the Akashic Wednesday Wisdom Live. And so today, what we're going to be doing with your Akashic record practice is to release the negative effects of oaths and rituals. So it all sounds very dramatic. It's not meant to be dramatic. But I do feel that this is a great precursor to the Akashic Masterclass that will be happening tomorrow, which is to support it's kind of amplifying and kind of really leveraging the Lionsgate portal energies. So today I wanted to kind of just connect it in with any particular lifetime where we've taken negative oaths or we've got kind of performed rituals which are now not supporting us. And it's very much connected with where we have decided, and we've all going to make choices which are out of alignment with love and light and kind of who we are at soul level. So, and we will still be doing these patterns today where we give up our freedom in exchange for power. So we could think of this most simplest thing where you agree to do something that you don't really want to do. It feels obliged, but yeah, okay, I'll do that. So you're giving up your form of freedom. It could be your time, it could be money, if you're supporting somebody, and in exchange for some aspect of power. So you get to then say, okay, so if I help you with this, then I'll have this back. So there's kind of an exchange of energy. And so we would have done that maybe in more dramatic ways in our past lives, but that is a very common kind of exchange of energy that happens all the time. But I want to go with deeper ones that are kind of where the choices where you were kind of taking the power of perhaps a community, but you were agreeing to carry out certain acts on behalf of like a king or a queen or something like that. So you were gaining power and you were getting this status and this kind of authority within the community, but in exchange you were kind of given over your freedom, your free will for them to kind of then basically ask you to do whatever they wanted. So there's always this kind of bargaining aspect with this type of exchange. So I wanted us to connect with that and just kind of release some of that energy. And it's exciting because we have Master Merlin who wants to step in and support us. And Merlin is an ascended master. You know him from kind of like him being a magician, kind of King Arthur. That's just one of his incarnations. He's kind of done a few incarnations that are kind of a bit more well known, but I like to kind of connect with him at that particular phase. That's how I tune into his energy. So he's going to be supporting us as well because there's this aspect of ritual and taking these out. So for whatever reason, he wanted to come in and support us. So if you have not used your Akashic records before, then that's absolutely fine. What I would like you to do is just relax into this. This is about just being very open-minded, allowing yourself just to embody your Akashic records. The Akashic records is a fifth dimensional realm, which has lots of information about your soul and every choice, consequence, action that you have taken in any lifetime from the beginning of time. And it is all recorded. And we tend to visualize this as some great library where each book perhaps would be a lifetime of all the things, all the actions and everything that you took, all the relationships, connections that you had, would all be recorded in that one book. And we are our Akashic records. Our Akashic records are held within our energetic DNA. So there's no way that you can't really access your Akashic records. It is very much about belief. And for me, just having an open mind and a curiosity, and don't hold yourself to high expectation in terms of, what it is that you're going to achieve, especially if you're just starting out. Just be kind of quite neutral and just like, right, okay, well, let's give this a go and let's see where we go. And it's through practice that you can build up your confidence and your self-belief, and also the connection with your Akashic record keepers. or guides, whatever you want to call them. And so we all have these Akashic record guides that support us. But of course, we can bring in any other guides that we wish to as well, which is why we're calling in Merlin today. So I like to do a connection. I like us to ground into Mother Earth, make a connection to Divine Source, call in our spiritual support team, and then I'll guide you in. Now, with regards to your Akashic records, you will experience them in all different ways. So you may want to visualize or use your imagination, which is absolutely fine. Some of you will be more auditory and you'll be able to maybe sense around the ears. Some of you are more touchy-feely. So I just want you to kind of really connect in that way. Some of you will just have a sense of knowing that you have gone into your Akashic records, and you may feel the shifts of energy. You may feel a little bit heavier, a little bit lighter. You may feel tingling. I just really want you to go with this. And if you can, switch on as many senses as possible as well, just so you have that multi-sensory experience. So even if you're quite practiced and you usually, use your imagination, start to see if you can switch on any other senses as well, because that just might give you a different experience. Well, it'll give you a different experience of the Akashic records. So I'm just going to blow my nose before we start, because I could feel a sneeze coming on, and I don't want to sneeze right in the middle of the session. Okay, so I'm going to get you to just close your eyes gently, and I'm going to just relax. So this is just 20 minutes, your time, because you're worth it. You deserve this time just to come back to the body, just to bring everything to rest, bringing your awareness back to you, honoring yourself with this little bit of self-care, healing, activation, and guidance. So I just want you to take a deep breath in for me, calling back your energy from across time and space, people and events. So what we're doing is we're pulling your energy back to you, back to the physical, and you're using your breath to draw it back to the body. And on that out breath, I want you to release any energy that's not yours, any stresses, any worries, any to-do lists. Just allow them to melt into the floor. And again, take another deep breath in, calling back your energy from across time and space, people and events. And on that out breath, I want you to relax your shoulders, really start to bring that sense of peace into the physical body. And just notice as your body is relaxing, perhaps where there is tension. And if you can physically or just mentally or emotionally spot that tension, just ask for it to be released now. And just imagine some energy just melting into the floor. And again, take a deep breath in, calling back your energy from across time and space, people and events. And on that out breath, I want you to really feel your sitting bones on the chair or the bed, your feet on the floor. If your feet are not on the floor, just imagine that your feet are on the floor and you've got that firm connection with the ground. Whatever the surface of the ground is, you're just making that connection. Your feet are firmly planted. And as you bring your attention to your feet, just imagine thick, strong roots growing now from the soles of your feet. And these roots are going to head down to the heart of Mother Earth, to a large crystal. And this large crystal, I want you to just imagine, sense, feel, or just know that your roots are now wrapping around that crystal. And I want you to get a sense of perhaps what kind of crystal that is, what color, You don't need to know the name. And as you're wrapping your roots around the crystal, the energy will start to transfer. That crystalline, sparkly, beautiful energy is now transferring into your roots. And you may feel a shift of energy, a tingling, a sense of being connected to the earth, nurtured, nourished. Just feel the crystalline energy now starting to make its way back up your roots. And you're drawing that energy up to the Earth Star chakra, which is about 18 inches below your feet. And this very much connects you with the earth, with the planets. This chakra also helps connect you with your bloodline Akashic records, your family Akashic records. And as we take this crystalline energy through the chakras, each one will come into perfect balance, will open, and just allow you to feel in sync with your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies. So bringing the energy through the Earth Star chakra, it's now making its way into your feet. And again, you may feel a fizzing or a kind of a tingling energy as we bring this energy through the physical body up to the knees, up to the thighs, taking it up through the base chakra, at the base of the spine, taking it up through the sex organs and through the sacral chakra, up through the navel chakra, which is below the belly button, taking the energy now above the belly button through the solar plexus, taking it higher up to the heart. And I want you to take a deep breath in here for me. And on the out breath, I want you to imagine that your heart chakra is lighting up and it's connecting with divine source, connecting with the heart of Mother Earth, and connecting with everybody that is here watching the live or the replay. Bringing the energy now up to the shoulders, allowing it to gently fall down the arms, all the way down to the wrists, into the palms. And if your palms aren't facing upwards at the moment, I want you to place them on the legs with the backs of the hands on top, resting gently. Your palms are now open, and we have chakras in the palms, which we're just now opening up, which allows you to receive the guidance, the messages, and the healing more easily. Bringing the energy now up above the chest, up through the throat, up into the face, up into the head, up to the third eye, the point between your eyebrows. And then taking the energy now to the sides of the face, through the ears, going deep into the ears, into the ear chakras, which again just allows you to hear the guidance. Bringing the energy now into the middle of the head, through the pituitary and pineal glands, just further enhancing the third eye. And then up to the top of the head, up to the crown. And just imagine that crystalline energy now just gently falling, opening up the crown and just falling all around you. It's almost like a mist of energy that's just swirling, making its way around your physical body. And it's almost like it wants to spiral around the physical body. And it's almost like it's making a cocoon, but a cocoon that you feel comfortable within. So you feel free, you feel at peace. But that spiral of energy is making its way down now, all the way past the torso, down past the legs, back to the feet. And it's just continuing to extend outwards through the auric field, Your aura is 2 meters all around you. So whatever that color is that you brought up of that crystal, it's just making its way further and further out around the body, through the aura, now into the room, making its way to every corner, every nook, every cranny, every aspect of your room is being filled with this beautiful crystalline energy. And you may see those sparkles, the glistening of whatever codes and energy is held within. So you're now surrounded by this beautiful crystalline energy. So we're now going to invite a golden pillar of energy from divine source that's going to now make its way through the ceiling of the room that you're in. And this golden pillar of energy is just making its way past all of your etheric chakras. So we have your stellar gateway right at the top, which is about 1.5 meters above your head. The universal chakra, which is below that. The soul star chakra, which is above your head. And the causal chakra at the back. This golden pillar of energy is just going to continue to make its way past the crown. And it's almost like a pillar of energy that's just coming around your auric field. So it's going to have that width span of about 2 meters, but it's making its way now down past the torso, past the base chakra, past your legs. It's just making its way now and anchoring into the earth. So you're held within this pillar of golden energy. So every breath that you now take in, as you take these breaths through this session, you will be breathing in this beautiful golden energy, which will continue to just balance you, release anything that's not serving you, that's been held within your physical body. If there's a particular area that you are troubled with, an injury, or maybe just anxiety, stresses, worries, then feel free to direct that golden energy to focus on that particular area. So we're now going to call in your spiritual support team just to be in the room with you. And these are beings of 100% pure love and light. And we're now going to call in the 6 Archangels, Archangel Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel. Please take a place around our physical body. Archangel Michael behind you, Archangel Gabriel to your left, Archangel Uriel in front, and Archangel Raphael to your right. We invite Archangel Sandalphon to bring up a connection to the Middle Earth and the elemental realms. Archangel Sandalphon will take his space below your feet. And can we invite Archangel Metatron to now bring down the crystalline grid of divine source and take a place above our heads, above our etheric chakras. So we have 6 archangels that are also holding you in this angelic sphere of light. We're going to invite now your ego, your human mind, to leave the room. So just imagine that your ego is a figure, a version of you perhaps, or just an energy. Just sense, feel, know, visualize that your ego is now leaving the room quite happily. Closes the door gently behind them. And this just allows you to fully embody this experience, knowing that you don't need to have any questioning around what guidance you are receiving and where it is coming from. Bringing your attention now to the third eye, the point between your eyebrows. We're going to activate the third eye. So start to feel a pressure, or imagine that you are pressing your own forehead with your thumb or your finger. And this pressure will activate and wake up the third eye. So as we wake up and open up that third eye, I want you to start to visualize, sense, or just know there's a purple swirling light, portal of light that's starting to grow bigger and bigger and bigger just in front of you. And it becomes so big that you're now able to step through that light and find yourself in a corridor. This is the corridor that leads you to your Akashic record. So I want you to start to walk down the corridor using all of your senses. Hear your footsteps. Sense underneath your feet what kind of floor you are walking on. Visualize or imagine or see what's within the corridor as you head towards a large, beautiful door at the end of the corridor. And as you get to the door, I just want you to take in what your door feels, looks like, sounds like, perhaps even tastes like. And you'll notice on your door that there will be some details. And this is just to really confirm that you are going into your own Akashic records. So you have your full name on there, your date of birth and your place of birth. Once you know that those details are there, or you just sense or see them, place your hand on the door handle and open the door to your Akashic records. Step into your cosmic library. Allow the door to shut gently behind you and take a few more steps in. And again, just getting your bearings within your library. Really sensing what it feels like. And usually it feels like it's coming home. There's just a real sense of peace within your library. Perhaps a beautiful quietness. Perhaps visualize or see large windows, lots of books, perhaps staircases or a lift. But your library may be quite modest and small. However it appears today is perfect. And just know it may change each time that you come in. So I want you to take some steps forward. And what you'll find in the middle of your library is a long, large table. And on this table, there will be a book open. And as you pull this book towards you, you'll notice that there's already perhaps pictures and images, photographs, words. And this is your present lifetime book that has already got all of the information from today so far. It's all recorded. And we'll come back to this book in a little while. But now we're going to invite your Akashic guides into the library. So you may start to sense, feel, or just know that energy is now starting to approach you from the left-hand side. So I want you to just turn and just notice what energies or figures, guides, people, and there may even be star beings. Just notice if they're male or female, if you can see them, or get a sense for their energy. They may be just colours, it could be animals. However your guides appear today are perfect. And if you're not familiar with any of these guides, please do now ask for their name. And your guides are extremely pleased that you're here today. this is your first time, or if this is your 1000th time, every time you come into your Akashic records, your guides are delighted that you want to make this connection to understand more about you, about your past lives, about your gifts that perhaps you're not even using. And that, of course, you want to come in and actually release some of the karmic programming, patterns, blocks that are still challenging you today. And so your guides know that today we are specifically looking at the area of negative oaths and also rituals. And so your guides are going to lead you over to a door. And I just want you to notice where that door is. Is it in the bottom left-hand corner? Is it over in the bottom right-hand corner? Is it just right in front of you? Just head over to that door. And then when you get to the door, your guides are going to open the door and you're going to step into an environment. So this could be daytime, it could be nighttime. You may step into the outside, or you may find yourself in a building or a room. You may be on a beach, you may be in the countryside. What I want you to do is I want you to get your bearings. I want you to really understand what the environment feels like, if there's any noises, sounds, if there are any people that you can see. So on the count of 3, your guides head towards the door. And on 1, 2, 3, your guide opens the door and allows you to step through into this particular lifetime, into this story. It's perfectly safe. Whatever you can sense, feel, or see, or hear, just know that this is a lifetime that cannot physically harm you. All we're doing is looking and noticing what's going on. And just know that if you wanted to step out of this room at any time, or actually pause the scene, then you can do that at any time. What you'll notice is that your guide is placing in your hand a remote control. And on there you can see that there's a big pause button and a big play button. So this allows you to be in full control of what you are experiencing, what is being played to you in your Akashic records. So take a few more steps now into this scene and really kind of get a feel for where you are. Taking in that environment. Just noticing if there's any other people. And you'll hear a noise behind you and footsteps. And this is Master Merlin, the Ascended Master that's now entering into your Akashic records and into this particular lifetime. You'll notice that Master Merlin has now placed himself on the right-hand side of you. If you want to turn and say hello, then I invite you to do that now. Master Merlin is smiling. And is actually delighted that he's been invited into your Akashic records to support you today. So we know that your guides have led you to a room, to a lifetime that isn't serving you. And Master Merlin knows how to release the chords, the oaths, perhaps the symbols that were created and activated in any ritual. So Ascended Master Merlin is going to support us with undoing any spells, anything that isn't of the light, anything that isn't supporting us now. So we're now going to go to a point within whatever story that you're in to where you are making or creating an oath. And so there might be a ritual that you find yourself in, and there could be other people there. And there may be the aspects of perhaps exchanging blood to make that oath. You may perhaps exchange spit within the hand and make a handshake. It might be that you are signing some kind of agreement, paper, parchment, perhaps even a slab of stone, depending on where you are. I want you to just understand, really feel, sense what kind of agreement you are making here. Remember that you are giving up your freedom in some shape or form. And in exchange, you are receiving power for that. So I just want you to get a sense for what you feel is going on here, or maybe visually see it. And whatever ritual or oaths that have been created, any spells, any agreements, vows, promises, contracts, bargains, we want to just invite all of those blocks, those energies, so that they can be visibly seen. So we're calling forward anything that would represent those exchanges of energy. And we're going to allow those objects now to appear on the floor in front of our feet. And I want you to just notice how many objects are appearing. And these could be pieces of paper, they may be stones, they could just be words, symbols. And you'll notice now that Master Merlin is going to kneel, and is inviting you also to kneel closer. And you'll notice that Master Merlin is now, from his pocket, starting to pull out some herbs, some objects, and other bits and pieces that perhaps you can't see. You'll start to hear perhaps Master Merlin saying particular words, perhaps an incantation, as he moves his hands over these objects, dropping crystals, other bits of energy, other objects, over those objects themselves. And you'll notice perhaps that there's a transformation happening. You may see some sparks of light, smoke. as things start to shift, dissolve, and the incantations or the words that Merlin is giving are here to support you with releasing the hold, the chords, the programming, the fear, the binds that these oaths and these rituals have had. Whether you're conscious or not, we are now releasing any negative energies, any links to those particular oaths and rituals that were made in this lifetime. And as the smoke or the flames or whatever it might be is transforming those objects, they're starting to disappear. And you may feel that you are being released from perhaps bindings or cords. And even though there may be a fear around giving up a sense of power, this is just an illusion. As you regain your freedom, freedom to choose, freedom to speak, freedom to self-express in the way that you want to. This is creating the freedom to be you in all of your light. So although you feel perhaps on a level you are giving up power and control, you're not. This is giving you the freedom for you to create the life that you wish to live, to amplify, elevate the life that you have now. And so Master Merlin steps back, and you'll notice that there isn't anything left of those particular objects. Everything has been released to the earth. And Master Merlin is just making sure that all portal ways, all connections are completely disconnected from the negative effects of the oaths and rituals that you took. All information, all knowledge, all learnings will be kept intact in your Akashic records within this lifetime and can be accessed at any time. What we have performed today is just the release of the energies, and we're going to send forgiveness, healing, and divine love to all souls that were involved within perhaps that misuse of power, within those rituals, within those taking of those oaths. We send love, healing, and forgiveness to all souls involved, if it's for the highest good of all. And we send love, healing, and forgiveness to ourselves. And as we give that love and healing to ourselves, just notice that Ascended Master Merlin has placed a cloak around your body. And this will just further protect you and give that sense of peace and knowing that you can now step forward with more courage, confidence, and sense of freedom. So Ascended Master Merlin is now stepping back, still smiling, still grateful to you for inviting him into your Akashic records. And we thank Ascended Master Merlin for being here. And as you turn around, you'll notice that the door is open and you can see your Akashic record guides beckoning you back into your cosmic library. So start to walk towards that door, saying goodbye to Merlin as you do. Allow the door to shut behind you. And your guides are inviting you to now walk over to the table with your present lifetime book. And you'll notice when you start to look at your book that there will be a number that's now appeared on the page. This gives you the indication of the lifetime when you have just released those oaths and the effects of that ritual. So just notice perhaps what that number is. Whatever number comes into your mind is correct. Don't question it. And you may also see, as you look at that page, perhaps a photograph or an illustration or some words that just represents you relinquishing and receiving this healing, handing back the oath and the ritual, the energies of that. And you'll notice that that cloak now is starting to just dissolve into your skin. And just know that you have that connection now with Merlin. And call upon him whenever you feel that you need to release, create magic, alchemize any aspects within your life. Merlin is fantastic for supporting you here. So it's now time to say goodbye to your guides. But before you do, your guides would just like to give you a message. And this just relates to something that has been troubling you, that's been on your mind. And your guides know that it's perhaps taking up a little bit more space than it needs to. So allow your guides to give you that message now. And it might be something that you can do afterwards or consider. Just allow that message now to be given. And then when you're ready, I want you to say goodbye to your guides in any way that feels appropriate for you. Start to head back towards the door of your Akashic records. When you get to your Akashic record door, just take one more look around, waving perhaps at your guides. And then when you're ready, I want you to open the door, step into the corridor, and allow the door to shut behind you. And out loud or in your mind, I want you to just actively say, I now close my Akashic records. Start to head towards that purple swirling light at the end of the corridor. And then when you're ready, step through that light and start to bring yourself back into the physical body. Start to rub your feet on the floor. Start to rub your thighs. And what we're doing here is we're actively grounding the energy, the healing, the messages, the insights that you have received as being physically grounded into the body. And my intention is, if you didn't quite get a clear view or message, then that will start to integrate. It'll start coming to your awareness, into your consciousness over the next 24 hours. Drink lots of water, because we're going to continually flush out any energies physically from the body. but also your guides and your higher self will continue to integrate this healing, and everything that's just occurred now will just continue to do its thing on all levels of your divine soul blueprint. So just drink lots of water to support that. What you'll also find as well, if you want further guidance or that insight to drop in further or deeper, drinking water is a connector to your Akashic records. It also holds its own wisdom. So it's this is why I drink lots of water, because it's such a wonderful tool to enhance your Akashic record journeys. So do let me know how you get on. If that was your first time connecting with Merlin, then let me know how that went and perhaps how you sensed he was or how you saw him. If you have any questions, then please let me know. Tag me, get in touch, and I would love to hear that. Okay, so I'm going to love you and leave you, and I'll see you soon.